Welcome to the 5G podcast.
We're glad you're here.
We hope you enjoy our conversation about God, guns, games, goals, and gastronomy.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this week's episode.
Smack that up on the floor.
Timer started.
Alrighty.
Real.
Let's talk about killing people, Trevor.
Whoa. Not us.
Well, no, not us.
Never. But people getting killed.
Yeah, so I also saw this, but I'll let you...
Right, yeah. So I'm intrigued, actually, what you saw. Because all the headlines I saw was like, oh, Mexico elects its first female president. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. All
yeah.
Right. She was the same party as the incumbent, so it's, had pretty good odds there. And I saw that multiple times. Yeah, Mexico elects their first female president. All right, cool, good for them. And then I had to do some digging to find what should be the actual story. I think is way more interesting.
Yeah.
So you did find this.
And I'll let you introduce the story, and then I'll tell you how I figured it. I learned about this, and then because I also did my own digging, because through traditional news sources, I didn't know about this. What should be, like you said, the main headline.
First female president. That's cool. That's great and all. Good for Mexico. But Mexico broke their record on their record. Their own record.
Oh, that's hilarious.
For the bloodiest election season, they had 37 candidates assassinated throughout their whole election season. For president, for mayor, local stuff. 37 candidates elected over the course of the 6-month election season or whatever. Like
37 candidates.
Their previous record was 35.
Jeez,
from like 10 years ago or something.
Wow. Like I didn't realize it was their record and it was that high previously. That's crazy.
That is insane. And that's just a normal occurrence? Like, I'm sorry, Mexico. That's pretty rough.
Well, also, what is like the mortality rate of running for office?
Yeah, and why are people still running for office?
Right?
It's like Mexico's already probably a dangerous place to live in some parts, and then running for office just increases your odds to appear.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. I think, not to talk bad about all of Mexico, because I've heard great things about Mexico City itself.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that, I mean, like all big cities, there's parts where you're like, you should probably stay out of this, but like the city main itself is like relatively like safe and pretty cool. So I've heard. Never been there, but I've heard that.
Got a good buddy of mine who went to school there. He loved it.
Yeah.
He says the university's really good.
I have heard that actually as well. I actually was looking at graduate programs down there. Yeah, because it's way cheaper than up here.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, so I also heard, first female president, which that's cool. Cool. Right. Good for them. I don't know. This is maybe Steven's hot take, but I don't think it's that big of an accomplishment to have their first female president.
No.
It's cool that there's representation for both sexes, but it's I feel like the job should come first and not the sex of the person doing it. And also it's if this was the first major world leader who was a female, it'd be that's pretty cool.
Right, yeah.
But how many prime ministers have we had throughout all of Europe that were female? I mean, most of the prime ministers that I could name throughout those countries were, Anyway,
you always got to have your first anything.
Yeah.
So
I suppose.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was, I saw first female president. I was like, oh, cool, good for Mexico. Then I saw the headline where I was like, well, so the way I found out about this is a little bit interesting. I was death scrolling on TikTok one evening, as one does, and I kept getting a bunch of stuff about her. And I was like, at first I was like, I don't care. I'm on here to look at cars going fast and guns and funny videos. I don't want to listen.
I don't need politics on TikTok. Yeah.
And then I kept getting these really, and I don't know how I got on this side of TikTok, but really anti-Semitic TikToks.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Mostly because of the war and stuff like that. And it wasn't necessarily anti-Semitic, it was anti-Jewish state stuff.
Yeah.
Right? But that turned into, apparently she's this new president of Mexico is Jewish, And everyone is like, oh well, not every. I say
a lot of people.
well, not even. I'm not even sure it's a lot of people.
There's
Many of these anti-Semites that exist in the country
on the internet. Yeah,
on the internet, all of the internet anti-Semites are like, she's Jewish and she killed 37 people to get into office. And I was like, okay.
This is how we take a headline and twist it around.
So I was like, there's no way she killed or had killed, or that there was 37 other presidential candidates that were assassinated. So I had to do some digging.
They're
right?
counting like random mayors from other provinces.
Exactly. And so I was like, okay, come on, guys.
It's not 37 presidential candidates.
But that's what they were saying. And I was like, I already think you're idiots for being anti-Semitic. But
let's do our proper research.
And someone online is going to construe that as being like, he doesn't hate the Jews. He's in love. He doesn't like Palestine. He doesn't support Palestine. It's like, no, you know what? I don't care either way. They could both glass each other. And you know what would happen in my life?
Nothing. Yeah. Irrelevant.
I wouldn't there's one gun company in Israel that I like.
It's true. It's true, actually.
IWI. It's like,
so you're slightly biased. Mm-hmm.
But, the Houthis and the Hamas and Hezbollah and all those guys over there, they make some pretty cool homemade weaponry. So it's like, I really could give two craps about anything that goes on in that part of the world.
Yeah. It's largely irrelevant.
I give one crap about what goes on in Ukraine and Russia. I care about it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not that much, though.
Not that much.
I just think it's
it's probably on par with Mexican politics.
I probably care more about Mexican politics because we're so close.
Yeah. That's
it probably affects what happens with cartels and U.S.-Mexico relations.
Yeah.
And if we're being honest, if a war breaks out between the United States and Mexico, first of all, never would happen. Never. Second of all, if it did, we're on the front line.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's we're only is it 200 miles away from the border?
Yeah, 3-4 hours.
Yeah. It's we can get to Puerto Penasco in a 4-hour drive, 5-hour drive.
Right.
So it's
we would be frontline. That's true. It's true.
So I probably care more about Mexican politics than I care about anything that happens in Europe or in the Middle East or in Asia,
Right. But so you had to do your own digging to find out.
I did.
She did not kill 37.
That she did not assassinate 37 presidential candidates.
Can you imagine?
Dude, if it was 37 presidential candidates that got assassinated, and there were
anyone would be like, all right, that's a little fishy.
A little. If she was just out there,
if she was the lowest in the polls, and then it's she's the president now.
It's okay, come on now.
Well, yeah, by default.
Do you know what type of government system Mexico has? Are they a presidency us, or are they more prime ministry?
They're similar to us, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so the president actually has a significant pull in basically their executive branch.
Because I just learned this recently. You don't elect a prime minister.
No, yeah.
You elect the party, and then the majority party.
It's almost
gives they have a guy that's
vote for.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
almost,
Speaker of the House almost.
Yeah. It's senators used to be, basically, where it was
nominated by the governors.
Yeah. It's you already elected a person from your state, and then they pick. So it's you vote for the party, and then they pick.
Yeah.
It is kind of interesting. So that also means they can throw the prime minister out whenever they want, which is pretty interesting. It's he has power, but they have power. But
there's one thing that's been interesting is that there's been a bunch of flash elections in Europe.
Oh, okay.
And England is having one. France is having one. I think Germany as well. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
And and the EU was having one as well.
Oh, just the whole EU.
Yeah. Apparently they act as a government.
They act as
it's weird.
A city state.
Not even a city state, as a nation state.
They don't have any land. I mean,
all of Europe.
All of Europe.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Okay, it's a weird system.
Weird.
It's a weird system. Europeans are going to do what Europeans do. Yeah. And it's all strange. We don't get it.
I mean, we have
the American mind cannot comprehend.
Whatchamacallit? We have the North an American thing with Canada, U.S., Mexico, but like,
But there's no governing body.
yeah,
that,
exactly.
Like,
I'm like, that's pretty vague.
I mean, that's just a trade agreement, basically.
yeah. So the European Union,
NAFTA, North Atlantic
I think.
Free Trade Agreement. Yeah, North Atlantic Free Trade Agreement. North American.
It's either North American or
I think it's North American.
That probably makes more sense.
Anyway,
but yeah, we don't like force everyone to use the dollar and have our own government above.
I don't think we do.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Yeah. So there you go. 37. That's the number to beat. On to the next time.
I wonder if that is the record for like internationally
for like a bloodiest election season. From what I could find, yeah. Like it helps. I mean, here in the U.S. and Mexico, we have long election seasons, so we're probably always going to be the winners. But our election season started not that long ago, like even locally. So who knows?
I hate seeing all these stupid billboards.
There's signs every street corner. Yep.
For the next so annoying.
5 months.
It's not going to change. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah, you have to campaign. So
at one point in my life, many years ago, I was like, I should run for office,
public office,
just because I thought I could do good. And now I'm like, this is just a freaking.
Locally though, I don't think you have to be as cynical about local elections.
Yeah, that might be true.
I've considered it maybe in like 4 years when I'm like retired or almost retired. Yeah, maybe not quite retired. Maybe if I'm like 40 something years old, it might be kind of fun to run for public office or at least something small like I
think being a mayor would be cool.
Yeah, sure. Something locally. I don't want to go to DC, but like no chance. But something like maybe not a school board because I don't really have an interest in that.
No thanks.
Yeah, something at the city level I think would be kind of cool.
It'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
City or state level would be cool.
Yeah, to have like a real impact on your community.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Do your civic duty, serve,
or we burn it all down,
or that.
Those are the two options.
Vote.
Trevor wins, or we burn it all down. That's how elections are supposed to work, right?
Nobody else better run, or else. Oh, I'm the only candidate. Look at that.
Guess who's beating the record?
So I'm saying 37 is the number to beat.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just out here to break records. That was like my campaign slogan.
Breaking records left and right. Click, click, bang.
Breaking records and legs. Oh, man. That would be fun.
That would be very, very funny.
The running for office, yeah, that would be
yes, fun. Yeah. To clarify.
Nobody uses against me when I'm running for office in 20 years.
Oh, it doesn't. They won't need to use this. They'll have AI that'll do it for you.
Oh, that's true. Actually, they'll just deep fake and put me in anything. You snuck in our next bullet point here.
I did sneak it in.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it. Freaking microphone.
Mic check. Good.
All right.
We're good.
Yeah, I had been waiting. I don't know why. It wasn't intentional.
Mm-hmm.
I had finished the second to last episode of Warrior.
Okay.
Like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now at this point.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I just didn't watch the last episode. Stuff got busy, whatnot.
You just forget.
And so I was like, the other day, I was trying to find something to watch, and YouTube wasn't doing it for me. And so I was like, oh, I've got this TV show that I was really enjoying, and I just haven't finished the last episode yet. So I'm going to go ahead and watch that. So I did so.
Nice.
And I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
They set up a season 4 very well. It just feels like they left a lot of cliffhangers, though.
Yeah.
Like there didn't seem to be any.
It didn't seem like a great conclusion.
Yeah. It wasn't as conclusive as a conclusion should be, right? It felt like it should be the climax of the season rather than the finale resolution of the season, right?
Right.
Like the Tongs are now fighting, except they're not fighting anymore because one of them doesn't exist and the other one doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Like it looks like the tongs are going to be new. The Feng Hai guy came back,
Yes.
guy with the tattoos on his face or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and killed. What's his name?
Joe Taslim's character, right? The good guy, or not the good guy, but
The middleman guy.
yeah, that's right. The one Chinese guy
Yeah, the one Chinese guy.
with the ponytail,
With the hair.
with the hair. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
it felt like where normally you expect a season finale, and even previously in that show, to kind of wrap up all the storylines of that season.
yep.
But you still have an overarching one.
Yep.
Instead, they didn't really.
Yeah, there were some resolutions.
Yeah.
Like the guy who builds the railroads, he gets offed, which is I actually really
some of the character
Yeah.
arcs get resolved, but
I really enjoy the Irish story arcs
yeah.
in the show.
Uh-huh. Me too.
I feel like I love how Bill is now the chief.
Yeah.
Like after beating the snot out of the previous one, like that was a great. And he has, the what's the other guy's the Southern cop's name?
Oh,
I don't remember.
yeah, I can't remember his name. From Georgia.
Yeah, but he's finished his quest, so to speak, and
Right.
is now gonna rejoin the police force,
Mm-hmm.
most likely. There were some resolutions, but I feel like the main storyline did not have any sort of like, I don't know.
Like a satisfying end.
Yeah. I felt that's the best way to put it. I did not feel satisfied watching the end of the show,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just kind of left with like okay, there should be a next episode.
Yeah, and not in a way of like, wow, I can't wait for next season. This is so great. Like
it just felt unfinished.
Yep. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
So
I get that it's got to be hard from a story writer's perspective to write seasons and an overarching show.
Yeah,
but you're right.
Sure.
It feels like the season shouldn't have ended here. So obviously, yeah, I guess I'll have to watch next season, and maybe my opinion might change. But I'm not like so gung ho about it because it's like, season didn't end as well as the previous ones. So
yeah. Do you know when if there is going to be a next season?
I haven't heard. I'd assume they'd be filming by now, but
yeah,
I have not heard actually on that one.
I mean, overall, it's a great show.
Yes, awesome show.
I like it.
I think like season 1 and 2 really peaked, and season 3 came down a little bit, but it was still pretty good.
Yeah, I'd probably give season 1 and 2 solid 8.5, 9 range.
Yeah,
depending on episode.
Very enjoyable. Yeah. Season
3, I'd probably give for the most part like a solid 8, and then the last episode I'd probably rate like a 7.5.
I think it's the second to last episode that has the one-on-one fight with the two monks. I think that was the second to last.
Second to last, I believe as well. Yeah, that fight was great.
That fight scene, like they've been hyping that up all season, and so like that character arc came to a close.
Yeah,
that was
dope.
Phenomenal. That's what
that
I
was
wanted
super
to see.
dope.
Because I think I mentioned this before. Those two guys like are the Hollywood martial arts coordinators. Like they're the two big ones. And so when they brought that character in the season, you're like, oh, they're gonna fight, right? They gotta fight. We gotta see who's better.
Yeah. Honestly, like, and this is not to. The show's great, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those two guys, when you look at them, especially not the older guy, the younger guy,
The younger one, yeah.
What's his name?
I would have been able to say it. This is Joe Taslim and
not Joe Taslim. Whatever.
Yeah,
that guy. The younger one.
He's in John Wick 3. He's the ninja in John Wick 3.
No, not that. That's Joe Taslim, right?
No. Joe Taslim is the attendant, the husband of the sister.
He's in John Wick 3?
No. The other guy. Is he bald in this one too? He's bald in John Wick 3. I forget if he's
I think he is Heron Warrior.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking. So
you talking about the main character?
I'm talking about the main the wife, the husband of these freaking names.
I know. It's hard. Either the character names or the action names are hard. Oh my goodness, Googling it didn't help.
Yeah, Joe Taslim is who I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Lee Young. Yeah, I never would have guessed that.
Also, if we had guessed anything, it would have been racist.
Probably. Yeah, no, he wasn't in John Wick, but he was in Mortal Kombat. He's Sub-Zero.
Yeah. So his character, he and the guy who plays in John Wick as well.
Yeah, which
is
as soon as I see it, I'll know it. Why is he not popping up?
Why is he not on this list of a cast? That's annoying. That's annoying.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to push season 3. Oh, Trevor, who is this guy?
Dude, yeah, I can't. I'm gonna go crazy. Can't remember the character names or anything.
Mark Dacascos.
No.
Pretty positive that's him.
Because he gets his butt kicked. He doesn't get his butt kicked, but he gets beat by Joe Taslim's character.
Yeah, that is him.
You got a picture?
Mark. Yeah, this guy.
That doesn't. They said his name was Mark something? That doesn't seem right at all, but
His real name.
Huh. Wow, okay, I guess that's not at all who I'm thinking of. Weird.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway. Wow. That was a...
Joe Taslim is who I'm talking about.
Yes.
When you look at him, especially in the end of season 1 when he and Awesome fight.
Yeah.
You look at him and you're like, that guy is shred. Like, that guy is jacked.
Most of the time he wears his monk robes or whatever. Like,
he also plays like the silent monk killer very well.
Very well.
He just like sits there with his hands behind his back, and then someone comes up to him and tries to like kill him with an axe, and he's just like. But when you look at him, you're like, oh yeah, this guy would beat the snot out of like 99% of people on the planet. Mm-hmm. Probably 99.99% of people on the planet. And like you look at Awesome, and you're like, he's like fit.
He's fit, yeah.
But like you don't look at him and you're like, he doesn't look like a killer, you know?
No, yeah.
Which is probably just because he doesn't do martial arts as like a thing in real life, you know?
Yeah, so you just like, you assume his character is like, his character is like skillful, but he's not like beating anybody on strength.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. We got super derailed.
Definitely derailed. Because since we're great story analysts, similar to how you felt about season 3, I'm not super feeling the last season of Peaky Blinders. I'm in like
a
rut because there's 6 seasons, right? I'm in the 6th. Season 5 felt like it did not have a satisfying conclusion.
No, season 5 was a fever dream.
Yeah, at all.
I didn't like season 5,
and it's bled into season 6.
Yeah,
like that. Almost that was supposed to be one whole story, and it's too long. It's too slow.
Yeah, it's pretty slow on.
They could have told this whole story in one season,
probably,
and they didn't. And so I'm trying to finish the show now, but I should almost just pretend that season 4 was the end. You'd be like, that was good.
Yeah, so.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree.
They're trying really hard, and I don't know any of the politics behind the scenes, but season 5 and 6, they're trying really hard to be like, Nazis bad, which like, yeah, Nazis bad, but they're really hammering it in, really slow burn. Like this Nazi character, he's a bad guy.
Yeah,
and I'm like, yeah, great. I don't need to see more scenes of that.
Yeah, it is an important part of the conclusion, and the conclusion is satisfying.
Sure.
Of season 6. So, like, there is that.
just it seems a little windy getting there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know any of the politics behind the scene, but they had a whole season about the communists, and they were like, "Yeah, these communists, they're bad." And then the story resolved itself, and now he's like working with the communists, which I find kind of funny. And then they had another whole season that was about the Russians. They're like, "Yeah, these Russians, they're bad." And then that whole conflict resolved itself. He's not working with the Russians now, but season 5 was like, "Yeah, Nazis. All right, here's your new enemy for the season. This guy's bad." And then it didn't end. It kept going. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Season 4 was the Italians. Italians bad.
Yeah.
And then it resolved.
Well, season 5 was kind of not really Nazis bad. It was kind of like there's this one guy who's an ultra nationalist, i.e., Nazi.
Yeah.
Who Tommy Shelby was going to work with.
Yes.
And they were, doing stuff together. You're right. I don't think it resolved very well because the finale of that season was just they're shooting in the theater and then they don't die. They don't get him, basically, right?
The antagonist.
Their assassination attempt fails. So, yeah, it
just seems extra long, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Just shoot the bad guy in the head, move on.
Yeah, it's been very interesting.
From the formula of the show, it felt weird to have an antagonist for 2 seasons.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because every season was this well-contained story, and then there was a time skip of a couple of years. I think you described that to me of they basically time skip every time the family has conflict.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas there's there's a couple years of peace, and then all right, something new happens.
Yeah.
Let's pick up the story here.
And it doesn't do that. You're right. Yeah, that's a very good analysis.
Season 5 had some stuff happen, and then they had a time skip, and now it's the same stuff is still happening, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't love what they did with the cousin, where his wife's American, and they're pulling in the mafia a little bit. I don't know. I don't totally love what's going on there, but they pitted him against Tommy Shelby. I understand they had to do some rewrites because I guess the aunt actress actually died.
Yeah, she died in real life. Yeah,
yeah. They were filming season 6, and she passed away from cancer or something.
I don't remember.
So they had to rewrite a lot of season 6.
Yeah, it was real sad when she died.
Yeah. So they ended up okay, I guess we'll kill her character off screen because that didn't happen in season 5, but that's how we're making it work. So that's tough. So yeah, I guess the rewrites affected that character to pit him against our main character. I'm like, I don't love that. He's already lost a brother, tons of other family, and now you're having his cousin try to kill him. I get it.
Yeah,
it's a tragic story, but that's just one part where I'm like, I don't love that's going on. And then like I said, the main antagonist feels very dragged out. I'll finish it, but I'm definitely getting through slower on the season.
Yeah, season 6 is a little bit slower. How many episodes are you?
4, I think.
Okay, so
4, 6.
I think it gets better from here.
Yeah, okay.
So it's kind of like, I don't know if you remember season 1, the first episode or 2, you're like, okay. This is taking a minute to get through.
Yeah, they had a lot of characters, a lot of background. Definitely.
Yeah.
I thought that was a similar point of you kind of want your conclusions to have satisfying conclusions.
Yeah. They did finally confirm that episode 7, season 7, just the movie.
Oh, the movie.
They're making a finale movie for the show.
Interesting.
So they just finally confirmed that.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
All the actors going to be too old by then?
I don't know.
Or they just time skip enough where they're in the future.
They must be doing something like that.
Yeah. I think that's kind of funny.
It must. I wonder. I don't know what's going to happen, but it is the finale.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
Cillian Murphy has said they might do more stuff. I'm not doing more stuff, and no one's going to watch the show without him.
Yeah, exactly.
Peaky Blinders does not exist without Cillian Murphy's character.
He's the character. He's the guy.
Oh. Yeah,
I have enjoyed it. It is a good show. Pretty well written. Very enjoyable. As we've given praise in the past. So I'd probably still recommend it, but
I definitely recommend at least the first 4 seasons.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
For the first 4 seasons, stellar cinema. I agree with you. Season 6 itself, in my opinion, wasn't bad until the lack of conclusion.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's my opinion,
Sure.
right?
But maybe the movie wraps it up.
Maybe. We'll see.
There's a famous example of that.
Well, that storyline kind of...
If you've heard of Firefly, it was an old sci-fi show.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were on the Sci-Fi Channel. They only got one season before they got canceled, even though everyone loved it.
It was a great... I watched it. It was a great show.
Critically acclaimed. And so the studio, Sci-Fi Channel, gave them we'll give you a production, budget for a movie. You can do a movie to finish the story. And the writer was like, I have 3 more seasons written out. And so they had to cram the rest of the story into a movie.
Yikes.
And it was bad. Whereas season, the one and only season of the show was really good. The movie was just terrible. But it's you can't blame him. So hopefully that doesn't happen with Peaky Blinders. It seemed like he wrote out the whole story.
No, I think the story, knowing how season 6 ends, they're if they only have 2 hours, let's say, worth of stuff, they'll be able to do it fine.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it should be fine.
I'd be a little hesitant, they're just gonna cram everything into one movie.
No, it should be okay. I wish there was a way, that people could... I guess Firefly was probably before crowdfunding became a thing.
Probably. It was early 2000s.
Yeah. Which is rough because, if it happened today, where a show gets canceled, people could just say, hey, we're going to pay you to keep doing this.
Yep.
And just,
crowdfunding, yeah. Just Kickstarter it. Just donate, Patreon, whatever.
It'd be interesting to see if that would be feasible for something like that.
If people like it enough, yeah. There's even people trying to revitalize old stuff. If there's enough of a cult following,
I honestly think there's probably a space for it.
I know we've talked about this before as well, but I'm all for Hollywood alternatives.
Yeah, for sure.
Same thing with the gaming industry. I am all for indie.
I think indie companies produce the best stuff.
Yeah, come up with their own solutions. It sucks when you don't have the budget of Hollywood, but there's got to be ways. There's loyal fans. You can just do things with less budget. You can make it work, and produce some really good stuff. I didn't think we were going to jump into this, but I was reminded yet again. Godzilla -1, talked about last week. Excellent show. Had a $15 or $20 million budget, something very low for what they did. Compared to, I had a YouTuber made this joke talking about the Acolyte, Star Wars. Acolyte.
Dude, that is just disaster.
He says every one of these episodes, he's like, every one of these episodes is a Godzilla -1. How do they produce this crap with $20 million per episode?
Dude, I haven't watched a single episode of The Acolyte because I was sworn off Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
I've seen clips of it, and I've seen the Critical Drinker react and Asmongold react.
I've seen a lot of different people react.
I've seen a lot of... And you know how many are positive? Big old fat zero. Big old fat zero.
From different... My YouTube sphere is pretty varied of writers and movie people and other video game people. Yeah, it's all zeros. Everyone's like, this is abysmal.
I saw some clips of the show, and I was like, this is trash. Yeah. The acting itself is corny and over the top, and you have these actors and actresses who are just did you just get out of a Hamlet production or something like that? It feels like they're and lo and behold, thus saith the Lord on high.
Oh.
It's way over the top, and I guess it doesn't seem realistic. It seems like it's an act.
Well, if they paid $20 million, I would assume that some of that would have gone to paying good actors, but I guess not. The whole show I think is $180 million.
It's a big waste of money.
We've already talked about this before, but Disney Plus is already bleeding money. So why?
Oh, I'd buy tons.
Why did they think this was going to be a good idea? It's just going to be another.
Did you see what happened? One of the writers on the show.
No.
He said that Anakin blew up the Death Star.
He was one of the writers?
He was the writer.
I heard that memed on. People are like, yeah, didn't you know Anakin blew up the Death Star?
Nope. The writer, one of the writers of the show,
okay,
said Anakin blew up the Death Star. If you had come to me and I was living in a vacuum but I had a general knowledge of like the first 6 Star Wars movies. And you said Disney's producing a Star Wars movie. Be like, okay, they do Marvel, that'd be okay. The writer says Anakin blew up the Death Star. I would be like, so I'm never watching a Disney Star Wars movie ever.
How if someone else, one of the other writers, a friend of his on set, an actor, producer, somebody he knows on
Trevor
set, should have found out, oh, you've never seen Star Wars? Bro, let's take a weekend, let's watch Star
Trevor,
Wars.
the problem is that none of the people that are writing for these shows care about the shows.
Yeah, they don't. They just care about the paycheck, I guess.
No, they care about inserting all their social justice bullcrap
Probably, yeah.
and making these the most diverse and inclusive shows ever. You want to know how many aliens I saw in the trailers for these movies?
I did, actually.
Big fat zero.
Yeah, that's... Except for the green female Jedi who looks just like a normal human with like Shrek paint on.
But the vast majority of them, there's no Admiral Akbar, there's no Gungans, there's no Genosians.
There's no cool space fantasy.
There was George Lucas.
Did he comment on this show? Oh, wow.
Not on the show itself.
Okay.
But he basically, it's a pretty viral clip actually, and it was very well said. He says, he basically, it seems like he's regretting his decision to sell the show to Disney. Because at the end of it, he says like, well, it is what it is though. I got no control anymore.
Couldn't have known 12 years ago. So,
but he basically said, people were saying that the show isn't diverse enough, and that there was that it was an all male cast, and he goes, not diverse enough. It's freaking aliens.
There's aliens.
Everyone in the show is equal.
Yeah.
You can be an alien. You can be a human. You can be a freaking Wookiee.
Mm-hmm.
You're all equals.
And they all have different cultures.
Definition of diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
And he says, and this point about it being an all-male cast and the heroes being males, he says, the heroes of the show are the women. Yeah, Princess Amidala, who was leading this rebellion effectively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you had Princess Leia, who was leading the rebellion.
The rebellion, yeah.
And took in her stupid younger brother, who didn't know, blah, blah, blah.
A random country bumpkin, a
random country bumpkin who has a laser sword.
Uh-huh.
And then this random space pirate, and figured out how to channel their chaotic retardedness into an effective weapon against this tyrannical empire.
Really, yeah. It's...
Like, the movies and the storylines don't exist without the women of the shows.
Yeah.
And then you even like in the Clone Wars, you have Ahsoka, who's this Padawan, but she is a huge driving force in how Anakin acts, and showing the corruption of and the politics of fake, but of this Jedi organization, and showing, she's a driving force of the storyline throughout all of the Clone Wars. Even the Bad Batch, which is a pretty decent TV show, has this little Omega character, who is the glue of the stinking group.
Oh, nice. All right.
She turns in, like, she's this young female child who turns into this main part of the storyline.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, she's not out there with a heavy blaster blasting battle droids and stormtroopers.
You don't need her.
But without her, the show doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
And so, George Lucas basically was saying, like, if you think that the shows only don't exist without female characters, you're stupid.
You're wrong, yeah. Straight out wrong.
Yeah. And I tend to agree.
Obviously, yeah. Star Wars never made a big deal about that before. Like,
no.
Nah.
It just if I wish that Hollywood would go back to having passion projects.
Sure, yeah.
Like Oppenheimer.
Oh, yeah.
Was Christopher Nolan's passion project.
Mm-hmm. He wanted to do this.
Peter Jackson in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
George Lucas in Game of Thrones. Sorry, Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
All of these different amazing cult followings of shows Like people still watch. People were selling out movie theaters to go watch the 4th Star Wars movie again.
Or Lord of the Rings. I saw even here.
Yeah.
Totally.
Selling out theaters. That Star Wars specifically is almost 40 years old. 50 years old. It was 77, wasn't it, when it came out?
70 something.
Yeah, in the 70s. So around 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And people are still selling out theaters.
Selling out theaters, yeah.
Like,
yeah. And I get that, like, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. Maybe they should have let it die, but even if you're writing new stuff on it, try to have the same passion. Whereas, like, but stuff like this, they haven't even seen the original Star Wars. They have no idea.
Yeah, that's just
Anakin blew up the
ridiculous.
What?
If, for example, though,
have some respect.
If I was, until very recently, a huge Star Wars fan.
Yeah, but
I watched all of the content. I read books. I did, everything.
He had the Wikipedia memorized.
Almost. I have anyway. Yeah. I have like books on like the physics of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like nerdiness into my nerdiness, right?
Layers of nerdiness.
If I had been given the chance to write a continuation story or a TV show of Star Wars,
anything, Star Wars content.
I'm not the greatest writer, so I'd probably need help like actually writing it, but the storyline, like there's so many storylines already written that you could have just made into a TV show that are already canonized. You don't have to come up with this bull crap and erase the entire 1st through 6th episode's reason for existence.
Yeah, all the lore, everything just out the window.
It's so sad.
It is.
My boy.
Oh. I don't know if I have much else to say on that because it's sad.
I'll get off my soapbox now.
Yeah, Star Wars is dead.
Oh, for sure.
I don't blame you for being on the soapbox for that. So
Star Wars, that's a summation. Star Wars is dead.
Star Wars is dead.
I won't ever watch anything other than the first 6 episodes again.
Yeah, no, that's
the Clone Wars as well.
That timeline.
Yeah, for sure. I won't do it.
If Disney wants to piss away millions of dollars for
hundreds of millions of dollars
for nothing,
for crap,
I'll go watch indie films. I'll go watch Godzilla -1.
I'd watch Godzilla -1 a million times before watching The Acolyte.
Yeah, right. I'll like.
You would have to pay me to watch The Acolyte.
Probably, yeah.
Like,
and I'd probably have to like get a bunch of friends together
to make fun of it.
Yeah, to make fun of it, and I'd still take your money. I'd still have to get paid.
Yeah, and I'd have to be paid like a lot of money.
Like you're not just covering snacks for the movie night. Or
no.
Show night. Yeah, no.
I'm like $1,000 an episode.
Yeah,
probably. For sure.
Like probably per friend that's watching, actually, because I'm not going to make them suffer through that with me unless
maybe
we're all getting paid.
That might be
There you go.
So Disney, if you want us to watch,
we'll take your sponsorship.
We'll take your sponsorship for sure.
Next week we'll be Acolyte is the best Star Wars show ever made.
Oh, if Disney came out and said, I'll pay you $1,000 an episode to watch the show, I'd 100% watch the show and shill for it. 100%. Are you?
Oh, man.
I'm not. It's a TV show. I'm not like that morally obligated to.
So what you're saying is they didn't do that to anyone, because I haven't seen any content creators. You said they were all zeros. Everyone said they hated it. Like, Disney, all they had to do was pay them $1,000.
Well, I'm sure some of these content creators that make a living out of like doing that are probably a bit more principled than I in terms of like
they have a brand, you can't.
But like
they have morals.
I'll say straight up, like,
yeah,
if there's a TV show that I don't think I'm gonna watch, and they said, hey, I'm gonna pay you $1,000 to watch every episode, or $1,000 per episode to watch the show, and then you have to say something good about it at the end, I'd be like,
that's worth an hour of my time.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll make more than a lawyer. Like, to watch a crappy TV show. Like,
This show was great. So good.
I watch other crappy stuff for free.
Yeah.
Well, I paid to do it.
With ads.
Ugh. I was thinking of paying to go see the Eternals.
Oh, yeah.
Or going to pay see the Spider-Man Multiverse Bowls. Honky tonkery.
Eternals I at least saw with a friend, and the Spider-Man I waited till it's on streaming. Where again you're technically paying, but
Yeah, it's a little bit.
It's a little bit different, but
Gray lines there.
yeah, you share Netflix passwords. What?
Can't do it anymore.
It's illegal. There's ways around it.
100% there is. Can you just VPN into your parents' house?
It's actually even easier than you think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do you?
You just log into the Wi-Fi on like whoever's the home base, right? The home Netflix account. You just log into the Wi-Fi there, like on your phone, and log into the app, the Wi-Fi, and then it saves it for like a few months.
Oh,
yeah. Like, so even back on like your home Wi-Fi, it still has you logged into the Netflix, and it's fine. It's weird. You just have to log in once on the.
Does it work on your computer then as well?
Actually, yeah, I don't. Okay, so maybe my theory is out the window because I initially I was doing that and casting to TVs.
That makes sense.
But no, it hasn't kicked me out of the computer. It did at one point. I feel like I don't know. I'm still not paying for Netflix, so
fair enough.
Yeah, it's weird. I kind of want to save the next group of topics for maybe the next episode.
Sure.
I feel like that's going to be a big bulk. So you want to, even though that was this week,
it's fine.
But it's fine. Do you want to jump to the next one, or if we got 5 minutes left?
Let's jump to one more topic here, and then we can do. I want to talk about the banana game.
The banana game. Tell me about the banana game.
Have you heard about the banana game?
I heard briefly about the banana game.
Banana game is the biggest game in the history of banana games.
Nice. Okay.
In the history of games.
It's a banana scheme. I thought there was a term related.
Banana Republic, maybe, is what you're thinking of?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, there's this game that was produced.
The banana game.
And I think the name of the game is the Banana Game. It's on Steam. It's free to play.
Free to play.
And there's drops in it. Rare drops too, like tiered drops. So
okay.
The Banana Game is a banana simulator where you click the banana and you get more bananas for clicking the banana.
You get more bananas.
For clicking the banana.
Okay.
So every time you click the banana, you get another banana. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's the game.
And it has a track your cumulative total of bananas.
Correct.
Okay.
But if you exit the game, your progress is lost.
It resets your bananas.
It resets your bananas.
Dude, you gotta start from 0 bananas again?
0 bananas.
Are there multiple bananas to click? Or
nope, just one banana.
One banana.
There's just a banana on a screen.
So what you're saying is this is a game that I could make in an afternoon after an intro to video game making.
I think I could make this in an hour after watching a 15-minute YouTube video.
You click on a banana, +1. That's it.
That's the game.
You throw on some pixel art for the background.
No, it's a white screen. It's a white screen with a yellow banana on it.
Oh man, I was gonna in my head of making this game in an afternoon. I was at least gonna do a nice tropical scene, have some. It's
a blank background with a yellow banana on it.
Click. Wow. Okay.
And it's not even. It's a cartoon-looking banana too. It's not even like a nice-looking banana.
No.
But they're drops, and so there's these different bananas like that you can get.
All right. Now we're getting somewhere.
You can't change the skin color of your banana though.
Thought it was gonna be like Counter-Strike, where you're like, dude, my banana is super ultra rare.
So you can buy the skins on the Steam Marketplace. This is where it's crazy, right? So these drops, you get these drops.
It is Counter-Strike, but with bananas.
Yep. And there's like a certain pattern of like drops, like if you've clicked for this many hours, like, whatever.
Okay. So it is semi-guaranteed of like, as an example, after 1,000 clicks, you get a thing. Or
it's time-based, I believe.
Time-based.
Yeah.
So auto clickers don't help you.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. It's time-based. You have to have the game open for a certain amount of time, and after a certain amount of time, you're guaranteed. If you've clicked within that time period, at least one click.
Wait a second.
You'll get a drop.
Is this just crypto farming?
This is what I was getting at. Some of these, the rarest drops for this stupid game. There's literally zero utility on these.
Yeah.
You can't even make your banana look like these yet. There's literally a picture on your Steam Marketplace. Some of these bananas are selling for $1,000.
Oh my goodness.
Currently, today. Selling for $1,000.
Whoa.
Some of them are selling like the common ones
Yeah.
are selling for like 3 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
nothing.
think that's the minimum on a Steam marketplace because Valve always takes minimum 2 cents.
Yeah.
So you can sell things for 3 cents.
Yeah. So it's like,
Wow.
whatever. But yeah, there's literally people paying thousands of dollars for these stupid looking banana pictures.
I have 3 theories. It's just a new way to Bitcoin farm. Basically, it's just crypto farming. Semi-related to that of like, it's just NFTs, right?
Yeah.
The value is just whatever people think it is. My third option is money laundering. That's my third theory.
It's reasonable.
Because Steam is worldwide.
Yeah. It could be. But yeah.
Only 1,000 might not be that much.
Well, but that's only the top tier skins.
Yeah.
There's multiple skins that are trading for like $300, $400.
If you're selling enough, again, same with crypto farming, the volume adds up.
Yesterday, or 2 days ago rather, it was the third most highest played game on Steam.
Third highest played game on Steam. So we're talking if it's beaten out like Counter-Strike and stuff like that.
So Counter-Strike was the top.
300,000 to 400,000 players.
350,000 concurrent players.
Ooh. And not on a weekend. So that's yeah.
It was like on Wednesday.
Wow, the banana game.
Yep. Free to play.
Free to play.
You literally like unless you're doing some crypto bulls crap, it's just clicking a banana.
Just clicking a banana. And fully endorsed by the 5G podcast. Free to play the banana game. Use
my Steam friend code and you can buy my banana.
Promo code 5G. It's just clicking bananas. There's nothing to it, guys.
It's hilarious though. It's hilarious. I would recommend everyone looks up the banana game.
Yeah, at least
on YouTube to like see the craziness that's going on.
Yeah, it's a good 5 minutes of laughs. Be like, what? No.
Also, this is another thing. The creator, he's
not a money launderer.
Well, first of all, everyone thinks he's a neo-Nazi.
Oh, interesting.
Which is hilarious because he's from Germany, and also
that doesn't.
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't. But one of his previous Steam names, because apparently Steam doesn't know that like other languages exist, and so they don't censor any other languages apparently.
Oh, geez.
Because his username was literally like ethnic cleansing makes more room for everyone else.
Oh my goodness! In German?
In German, yeah. And then like someone like was like Google Translate.
maybe it's just a poor translation.
I don't know what else you would translate that from.
He didn't mean ethnic cleansing. He meant racial cleansing. Totally different.
That's what
Wow. Yeah, that's
yeah. So like
it's little to no room for I'm trying to save you, Mr. Random Banana Game Creator, but
well, so his Steam inventory, and a lot of people think this is a big scam because his Steam inventory is private.
Oh,
so everyone thinks that he just has like a bunch of these rare bananas that he's just given himself.
Infinite bananas.
And as soon as they start selling, he's going to start selling them for oodles and oodles of money.
That's his inventory is private. He really should have made his whole profile private. If he was going to make a game and put it on Steam, he's the only guy.
Or, heck, have your developer side Steam profile and then your personal Steam profile, and just give your personal Steam profile, make it all private.
Right.
The developer profile can be public, and then everyone's like, "Oh, look, he doesn't have any bananas."
Yeah.
Or he has like 3 bananas. They're like mid tier to high tier because he created the game. That would be acceptable, right?
Oh, you can see he bought some of the best bananas. He's trying to collect them or whatever. He's just like us.
And then in reality, his private account has oodles and oodles of these
offshore
ultra rare.
Everyone knows of this. Like that's where you get all the illegal stuff.
Yeah. Well, I know a lot of people who have not a lot of people. I know of a lot of people who have multiple Steam library or accounts.
Steam accounts, yeah.
So that they have different inventories on them.
Yeah, publicity. Right?
Yeah. Like a lot of like Counter-Strike YouTubers will have multiple.
That makes sense, yeah.
And they basically use them for storage of other stuff.
That's pretty funny, actually, yeah.
So
definitely makes sense, yeah.
Because those profiles are a lot less hackable, apparently, so you can't get their stuff stolen or something like that.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know.
So they're kind of just, hedging their bets.
Something. Anyway.
The banana game.
Ridiculousness ensues.
I have for you a funny magic card that I saw in a YouTube video this week.
A new one or old one?
Old one. It's from Mirage. I was not playing back in Mirage.
Ooh, this is it before you were born?
I think so.
97?
Mirage, I think, was 97, actually. Let me see, when did Mirage come out? 1996, October.
What day?
That's true. When did Mirage? October 1996 as the first set in the Mirage block. November 1st, actually, 1996.
I was a whole 28 days old.
Dang. Mirage. So, really old set, really old
18,
card.
18 days old.
But it has the, it's a multicolored card, and I was playing back when they had the old multicolored border, which all of the multicolored ones had the same border, just kind of gold.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Gold and like brown, gray, kind of blended in. This card is called Grim Feast.
Cool name.
Which it's a black and a green. And I got to show off the art first.
Gruul, right?
Grim, Golgari.
Golgari.
Black, green.
Gruul's red, green, sorry.
Yeah, it's an enchantment, but dude, check out this art. There's like a dead person, and this guy is like eating an arm. It's creepy.
That's really creepy.
It's metal. Grim Feast, and he's like eating a corpse. He just looks like a normal dude.
It's actually a pretty good card.
Yeah, if you want to read it.
Yeah. At the beginning of your upkeep, Grim Feast deals 1 damage to you. Then whenever a creature is put into target opponent's graveyard from play, gain an amount of life equal to that creature's toughness.
Which the errata they changed in multiplayer, it's just any opponent.
Yeah.
Anytime an opponent's creature dies, you get its toughness.
It's pretty okay.
That's not bad.
Especially if you have like an opponent doing some sacrificial bull crap.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. I mean, I picked it because I found it this week. I'm like, it's an old card. The art's super cool. The effect's not bad. But it's interesting because Golgari, green-black, kind of recently had like a re-theming around life gain. I'm like, well, they were doing it 26 years ago.
Not even a re-theming at this point.
Yeah, where like for a while, Golgari did only graveyard stuff. But then with Strixhaven, I think it was 2 years ago, they tried to be like, no, like, black-green can also do some life gain synergies. It's not just white that gains life.
But yeah, they have all those the pests.
The pests.
That when they die, they give you 1 health or whatever.
They give you 1 life, yep. So this one as well is like, that's black-green life gain when your opponent's creatures die. And it's like you're eating their corpses. It's kind of creepy.
Yeah, the art is kind of really creepy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the flavor text, midnight snack. In quotations, that's
hilarious.
I like old Magic cards. They look cool. They're metal. They're awesome. Grim Feast, highly recommend for your black-green commander decks.
Maybe that's the next deck I'll make.
Black-green?
Yeah.
I've never made one myself. I've danced around black-green. I have black-green red, black-green white, black-green blue, but not just black-green. Yeah.
Anyway. There is this week's a little bit short episode.
Short. Yeah. Till next time.
Yeah, there it is. Ba-bum.